about here.
Yeah.
It's about here.
Good shit.
Yeah.
We were tapping into some things. All right, so we were talking about the whole hot girl summer thing, gender roles, all that. Yuri, you had something where you were like, there's something that's been up where women are not with taking the last name
Yeah.
when getting married.
Yeah. So, and I think everybody has their own reasons as to why. I'll give you an example. So I have 4 older sisters.
Okay.
2 of them are married.
Okay.
Well, 3 of them were, but one of them isn't anymore. So my oldest sister right away took my brother-in-law's last name, no questions asked. I don't think there was a talk about it. They also got married like almost 15 years. Well, yeah, 15 years ago. So
Oh, that's a different time period.
yeah, that's
Okay.
a whole
for
different
sure.
situation.
Okay.
Now my other sister, they got married. I want to say about 6 years ago, possibly going up to 7.
Okay.
She has not taken her husband's last name.
Have you guys talked about it?
Yes. So we had asked her, and I think this probably happened like before she got married. So the reason is actually he's the one that told her, you don't have to take my last name because he doesn't even like his last name. So it doesn't go into like, oh, woman empowerment. No, it's literally like he just said, I don't even like my last name. You don't have to take it. She's like, okay, good, because I kind of didn't want to. And she hasn't. So, she kept her last name. I haven't talked to her about it since. I mean, obviously it's been like 5 years. I don't know if she ever will change it.
Okay.
But I think there was very much a mutual understanding about it. And I think that's what the point is. It's
How do you
talk about it?
Yeah, how do you personally feel about it?
Me personally? All right, so here's me personally. My full name is 8 letters long. My last name is Lara. Everybody always thinks that's my first name. So what I'm planning to do is the day that it comes, I want to actually make Lara my middle name
Okay.
and then take my future husband's last name.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Do you feel like the fact that women might not be interested in taking the man's last name stems from like the major feminism movement and just trying to break away from the norms that women feel like men establish?
It can.
Okay.
It can, to a degree. I think some women might think that.
Okay.
Other women might think they're just like, oh, it's too much work. Or sometimes, and I have heard, and I forgot who's the person who said it, and it's good because I'm not going to even try to mention their name.
Right.
But they said that their wife never took their last name. But it all stemmed to, she wasn't even sure about the relationship in general. So it's like, why get married? But
Yeah,
like,
what the
that
fuck
was
is the
a
point of
tale.
that?
Exactly, but I mean that's a whole different issue.
Okay.
It's no different, and it can be about that. What if the woman doesn't want to take that same? It might be a sign that she doesn't even want to be with you. Like, is she proud to even?
Take your
Claim
last
to
name.
be
You're
with
like,
you.
does she want to be?
Yeah.
You know,
I get
so
you.
and I think again, it all goes back to communication, trying to see stems as to why you can't. Because
Right.
if it's truly bothering a man to be like, you don't even want to take my last name, like, you gotta figure that out.
And here's the thing, I've seen that online a lot. And this is right before the whole virus and everything happened. What I was seeing a lot was this gender war
Yeah.
that was going back and forth. And I honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. Like,
Here's-
I can understand why that movement got so strong because of how women might feel that men abuse their power.
Women have been forced to become independent.
Yeah, for sure.
You
Without
know?
a doubt.
Which is why, whether, it's the rise of single mothers. It's
Yeah.
like women are forced to make sure they're handling shit financially
Right.
and being able to provide for their own family
Right.
because men tend to be lacking it nowadays.
For sure.
You
1,000%. I definitely feel like the bar is on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't know how to lead. I've definitely been in that position, been aware of it enough to like remove myself from the situation. Like, okay, I'm not handling this right due to my own internal issues, right?
So
But, yeah, go ahead.
No. If you
Go
please
ahead.
finish. Please finish.
Oh, but I'm just curious on what everybody's position is when it comes to that in general, I guess. Like, if the man's leading, a woman would naturally follow. Is that a given?
Naturally, yes.
Okay. So
if a man is a good leader.
Right. So and that ties into that because
You know.
that goes back into, do they know how to
Do
lead?
they know how to lead?
right.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you.
So about the whole last name thing, I'm going to speak onto this how I personally feel on it, and I'm not necessarily saying I'm right.
Okay.
You taking my last name is a furthering into us being a unit.
Yeah.
We are, the blah.
Right.
Yeah.
I personally, I'm incredibly proud of my last name. We live in Chicago area.
Right, facts,
We live in the
facts.
Chicago area. My last name is Jordan. Why the fuck wouldn't I be?
Right, that makes sense.
But I want to be able to say we the Jordans.
Right.
Right.
It's the Jordan family.
Yeah, it's a unit.
My mother-in-law.
Right.
My mother-in-law bought us a key fucking
A key rack.
key rack.
Yep.
Where it says on there the Jordans.
Right.
Established.
Right.
My mother-in-law did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something to actually be proud of. So
It's tradition.
right, and and I think
It's unity.
yeah,
in
that's
my
what I'm saying.
opinion.
I think we could.
It
I
shows
think,
unity.
Yeah, I think we could bring that to a close with just if the man is leading correctly, and you guys are the unit that we feel like the natural order is supposed to be, then there shouldn't be any issues with the last name.
So, what if the woman was the leader in the situation? Would you be comfortable with a situation where the woman was the established leader and you took her last name?
Because she's the natural leader, or because
Yes.
she doesn't
What-
want to
what-
take your last name?
No, simply because she has proven herself to be the leader in the situation.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. I can say that honestly. I feel like any man who was, I know it gets rough when we get here. It gets sensitive, but if any man is not leading his family, I don't know. I can't call it.
He's lacking in his department.
He's lacking. Like
And where he's supposed to be.
I personally couldn't feel comfortable, and maybe that's just the way society is. Maybe that's supposed to be the natural order of things, but I don't know if I could roll. I might have to go get my shit together.
Fair.
And that's the other thing. It's like, is he being is the woman leading temporarily because the man is going through some things, he's building his shit, and it's just like
I-
the time that he's building?
I personally been through that. Like,
Yeah.
just if I can just be transparent, like I've been through that where I was lacking, and I had to remove myself from the situation because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and nobody's to be at blame for that other than myself. But I've definitely seen a lot of situations where men aren't leading, and it's like, you have conversations with women. That's usually what leads to infidelity and all things like that. It's just like a woman is trying to pick up the slack for where a man is lacking, and there's another man out there like, look, man,
I got it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I got it.
I'm pointed in the right direction. What you trying to do? And then next thing you know, like, you could lose your situation, and now she's willing to take his last name, but she was trying to make you take hers.
But here's also the thing about leading, and I've done this. You get so used to, as a woman, being independent for so long, you don't even know how to allow a man to lead.
Talk